Yesterday, a company that lost $5 billion last year became the biggest IPO in human history. Not the biggest tech IPO, the biggest anything. Bigger than Saudi Aramco, a company that sells the actual oil. SpaceX just went public. $135 a share, $75 billion raised in a single afternoon. India landed on the moon for 75 million. SpaceX raised 1,000 Chandrayans before lunch. And the total valuation? $1.77 trillion. No human brain can process that number, so here it is. Take the GDP of Pakistan, add Bangladesh, add Sri Lanka, Nepal, and Bhutan. 5 countries, 2 billion people, and you're still not even halfway to what the market just paid for one ticker symbol. Overnight, it's the 7th most valuable company in America, worth more than Tesla. Elon's rocket company is now worth more than Elon's car company. Somewhere, Elon is suing Elon. And they handed 30% of it straight to retail, to you. And demand still came in over $100 billion, 4 times oversubscribed. People who just got wiped out on FNO are now betting what's left on a ticker that hasn't even started trading. So the only question that matters, did you just buy the most important company on earth or the most expensive piece of Elon fan fiction ever underwritten by Goldman Sachs? It's June 2026. Let's open the prospectus. Here's the trick behind a $1.77 trillion price tag. It is not based on what SpaceX is, it's based on what it swears it's about to be. Strip the story away and the thing actually making money is internet. Starlink, the satellite internet that spent years fighting just to get into India, is about 60% of revenue, 10 million customers, and the only division that turns a profit. Everything above that number is imagination with an underwriter attached. Earth to Earth rocket travel, Hyderabad to San Francisco in 40 minutes. Long enough to rehearse the visa interview, not long enough to pass it. A self-sustaining city on Mars, either the most important project in the history of our species or the most elaborate plan ever devised by one man to avoid going outside. And because they just merged with an AI company, data centers in orbit. Hold that thought. It's unhinged and it's real and it's a whole other video. You didn't buy a rocket company. You bought every shot I just showed you, and not one of them exists yet. Now the part that should make you tilt your head like a confused dog. Weeks before the IPO, SpaceX bought XAI, Elon's private AI company, in an all-stock deal. Who owns XAI? Elon. Who runs SpaceX? Elon. Who decided the price? Take a wild guess. He sold his company to his other company at a valuation he personally picked and then sold the bundle to you. In finance, there's a technical term for this. The term is self-dealing, and critics are saying it out loud on the record. XAI was valued around 80 billion last year. In this deal, roughly 250, and XAI hemorrhages money. SpaceX made 790 million in profit in 2024, then swung to a nearly $5 billion loss in 2025 the second it swallowed the chatbot. You're buying the merge thing at 90 times sales. Oh, and your shares? Musk keeps around 85% of the voting power. You're not a shareholder. You're a tip jar with a stock chart. So what's it actually worth? Depends who you ask. The bank? The most boring, conservative people alive. The ones who value your flat at exactly what it's worth and not 1 rupee more, says SpaceX is worth 780 billion. Sharma Builders says 1.77 trillion, and you know Sharma Builders. Sir, world-class orbital living, helipad, metro 2 minutes, Mars colony, possession by Diwali. That's not a valuation, that's a brochure. It's paying 2 crore for a 90 lakh flat because someone swore the clubhouse is coming. You're not buying the flat, you're buying the brochure. And this one has a city on Mars in it. To be fair, the bull case isn't insane. Cheap launch is real and it's basically a monopoly. SpaceX puts more mass into orbit than every other rocket on Earth combined. Starlink genuinely prints money. If even one of these moonshots lands, 780 looks cheap. But strip the romance and today you're paying Mars prices for an internet provider with a rocket hobby and a chatbot that loses 5 billion a year. The valuation isn't priced on the business, it's priced on the belief that Elon does the impossible on schedule. and on schedule are the two words least associated with that man in the English language. But whatever it's worth, notice what the whole valuation actually rests on. Not rockets, a future nobody can photograph yet. Mars cities, data centers in orbit, a net of light around the Earth. None of it exists yet. Here's the part that actually matters. $1.7 trillion isn't a bet on a rocket company. It's a bet that getting to space just got cheap enough to rewrite the economy itself. Because the moment launch stops being the hard part, every impossible idea on the shelf turns into a business plan. Power plants in orbit that never see night, factories in zero gravity, materials you physically cannot make on Earth, a whole economy nobody has built yet, and the door just cracked open. So forget whether the stock is overpriced. The real question is what gets built next? And the first one off the shelf? A power station in space, beaming sun, light back to Earth. It just went from science fiction to venture funded. And no, annoyingly, it's not a death ray. That's next time. That's it from me. See you in the next one.
Yeah.